Good morning everyone, it's Yvonne back to do your bonus read. We're going to use the Tarot of the Golden Wheel for this reading. It's very nice to sort of sit and have a mind that isn't so overcharged at the moment. I'm starting to get back to feeling nice and relaxed and calm. I have everything set up in my office to some degree. And it's not hard getting used to the new space. It's actually really beautiful, the energy in here. But I still have a little way to go. Oh, Ace of Wands jumping out on me there. New beginnings, huh? All right, let's see where we're going with this. Okay, so we have the Nine of Wands coming out, which is quite an interesting card to start with. The Nine of Wands is a traditional card, talks about a wounded warrior. It says that you've been through something time and time again and you've had enough. You're to the end of your tether. It's sort of the last straw here. And of course, it's 1 off the 10, which means you've completed a cycle. So it's sort of a card of repeating a pattern or going over the same thing over and over again, doing it the same way, expecting a different result. We all do this. Sometimes we do it as a conscious thing where we're so used to doing something a certain way that we keep trying it and it doesn't work, but we still feel that we have to do it that way. Sometimes it's very unconscious. For example, repeating poor relationships or repeating patterns at work. But whatever this is, when the 9 comes through, what that says to me is that you are at the end of a cycle. Whatever this is here, the 9 of Wands for me is I'm recognizing what I've been doing. I'm seeing it now after all this time. I either need to change the way I'm doing things or I need to review how to move forward here when I get to the 10. It's getting too much of a weight to carry. So when it gets to the 10, it needs to be put down. I have something being offered to you here. We have the Knight of Cups, and the Knight of Cups is always that sort of proverbial knight on a white horse. It's not white here, but we won't say anything. I feel like here that somebody is coming in for it with an offer for you. I actually feel here that you may be concerned that you're going to repeat a pattern or that you've got the same thing being offered to you again that you've seen before. You may become a little defensive at this. It's very possible that you may feel a little uncomfortable with this offer because perhaps you're feeling that you may be repeating a familiar pattern. All right, so we have the 4 of Wands coming through with the Chariot. Interesting energy and the King of Cups. All right, strong Cancer energy coming through here. We have the 4 of Wands and the love offer. But the fear here about moving forward and repeating a pattern. Now, sometimes this can come from, sort of having trust issues. You may have felt that you dealt with something. You may feel that you're in a better place to move forward with something. You may feel here that you've got on top of it. But until the next experience comes along, maybe you're feeling here that it's bringing back a lot of fears, a lot of issues around trust. Maybe you're scared of getting hurt again. I always say you're never going to find out unless you have a go, right? We don't know what the future's going to hold. Maybe you will. Just ask yourself, will I handle this if it happens to me? Because somehow or another, I feel like somebody wants to move forward with you here in a very big way. There is obviously a very strong offer of commitment coming through. There is this energy that you are very much on the same page with this person. There's a great feeling of love and respect here. And what do we have here? The 7 of Cups with the Queen of Pentacles. So I feel like here you're definitely getting an offer with the 4 of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles. I would say for some of you, this is definitely the offer of marriage, a commitment. I feel like your person here is very much in love with you and very focused on a future with you, but you're sort of in this energy of fear, energy of not really knowing whether you can trust this or not. All right. So we have the Death card coming through. Could be dealing with a Scorpio here. A lot of water energy again. The Death card means something has to change here. And I'm strongly feeling the sort of things that you will be looking at with that Nine of Wands is what I did last time may not have worked. So how can I do it differently this time to get a better result? You know, there's a change coming through with the Death card. This is deep change here. I can feel it. It's almost like you are looking at your previous situations, relationships or whatever, and using those experiences here, but not in a negative way. Not looking for things that can go wrong. Not looking at things that perhaps happened before and making new person, whoever this is coming in, sort of pay for that. What it feels like to me is that you are perhaps using some skills that you've learned. For example, perhaps you haven't been a good communicator in past relationships. Perhaps you haven't always been vulnerable and dedicated. This time around, you're going to do things very, very differently. And I feel like this change is going to really change the way you see your relationships. All right, so we have the Hanged Man, see, looking at things from a different perspective. Five of Wands coming through with the Three of Cups. I feel like here with the Hanged Man, it's just like I just said. You're looking at things from very different perspective. I do see with the Five of Wands, there is sort of some conflict here. So maybe it can be a little uncomfortable for you to try something different, especially if you're used to doing it the same way. So for example, if you're always guarded with your feelings and not very overtly emotional with people, maybe this time around you're learning to relax and allow your emotions to flow. You know, there's always this dance you do in the beginning of a relationship where you try and gauge the other person all the time about how much you put into the relationship. And I feel like here there is this sort of feeling that you're just going to go full on, you're just going to trust yourself and go for it. Absolutely. I feel like I just want to clarify why the Three of Wands is here, and I have the Ace of Pentacles coming through. That to me is celebration. It's a brand new beginning. There's celebration around a brand new beginning here. There is still internal conflict. So whoever I'm speaking to here, there is this energy of wanting to get it right this time regardless. Wanting to make sure that everything's sort of moving in the right direction. But I also feel here that for some of you, this may be somebody that you've been around with before. And that may be why this conflict is coming through here. So let's keep going. Six of Wands, Victory card coming through with the Knight of Swords and the Judgment card. I feel like for some of you, I may be talking about someone who's either hurt you in the past. This may be why your energies around trusting this time are a little different. But you know what? I just feel that whatever's happening here, it's almost like you're so happy with this person being in your life or back in your life that you are willing to just let go of the past and just put everything into this. Let me just see what else is here. We'll clarify. I have the King of Wands coming through with the Seven of Swords here. This makes me feel even more that there is something that this person may have done in the past that left a bad taste in your mouth here. But the level of love and the level of feeling here, I've got to say, is so very strong. You know, people often say, why would you want somebody from your past back? I hear it all the time, and I hear people saying it's unhealthy and whatever else. And, you know, maybe it is for some people. Maybe it was an unhealthy relationship. But for other people, you know, I speak to people who could not move forward with somebody the first time around because there was another complication. So whatever that complication was, I feel like here it's almost like you have obviously forgiven this person, but it's like you're doing things the first time, the second time around. There is a real feeling here that whatever's happening here, you're letting go of the past here. And you're allowing something to really unfold in a way that's beautiful. And you're not letting the past impede your progress. You're looking at what you did before and you're doing it all differently this time. Which says to me that for some of you, This may mean that you have done so much work on yourself. Maybe you understood along the way, your part or your portion of the situation, and you've been able to work with that because you've got this beautiful energy of just sort of jumping in like the Fool. So we have the Magician heading up the reading here. And I feel like here, this is the confidence that I'm feeling. It's like you know this time around you can do things the way you want to do them. You understand your own power. Maybe you felt very empowered the first time around. Now, if this is brand new for you, it may be a previous relationship has left you in this energy. But this time around, you know who you are. This time around, you know you have everything you need. So whether it is the same person coming through or whether it's just previous relationships have left you sort of sour, this time around, you're doing everything differently to what you've done before. And there's a brand new beginning here with this Ace of Pentacles, and I feel there is great celebration. The fact that I have the Judgment card makes me strongly feel that you may have been around with somebody before, and that didn't come out until I'd got that feeling. So victory here, something beautiful is happening. All right, so what has happened in the past has made you feel a little wounded, but I feel like you're putting that on the back burner this time. There is a love offer coming through. I feel like somehow or another this may be marriage, commitment, forward movement here, beautiful energy, dreams coming true. I feel like here that you are almost throwing everything at it this time. Whatever happened before in your previous relationships, you're not letting that hold you back. You're seeing, 11:44 on the clock as I looked at it. You're doing things the way you want to do them. You're not holding back. You're not scared to ask the questions. You're not scared to have the conversations. You're not scared to ask this person where they're at with this. I feel like this person really loves you though. Look at that. Knight of Cups just flew out on the Magician here. Somebody is definitely, it's very strong water reading. There is a King of Wands, so Leo, Sag, water and fire coming through very strongly here. All right, let's pull you an oracle card and see what the advice is from the oracle. Galactic Mushroom, the Divine Matrix. Oop, I saw it then as it flipped past. The intricate complexity of life. You might have been thinking and acting like you were the only one in the dream creating your life. The galactic mushroom arrives as a playful yet potent reminder that you need to get on with your higher power. The universal laws are not for your benefit only. The law of attraction does not exist just to serve up your desired outcome. The matrix of consciousness, called Source, God, Spirit, and whatever name you apply to that, is intricately woven into life. There is so much complexity that the human mind cannot comprehend all the moving parts. It's impossible to see beyond what you already know, just as the head of a mushroom is clearly visible above the soil, but not the living biome below. So it says the galactic mushroom reminds you that your dreams and desires are being heard. This is a call for faith and trust. Whatever intention you hold consistently with hope and faith first manifests in the unseen realms. Whether or not you can see it working on your behalf, eventually see the evidence play out in the serendipitous events that work in your favor, seemingly outside the laws of cause and effect. Your most beautiful results are being birthed right now, not just for you, but for the highest good of all. So I feel like, sometimes when we can't see what's on the other side, we do lose hope and faith. We have this really strong ego sort of bent where we tell ourselves, well, it's never going to happen. It won't happen for us. We're just not right for it. We're too old. We're too tall. We're too short. Whatever we tell ourselves, because we're so scared that wanting something and desiring something so greatly may leave us feeling miserable if it doesn't happen. So we tend not to have faith and trust in those particular circumstances. But I feel like here, and I have learned over the years, especially doing this work, that you can't let go of faith and trust. You have to have that faith and trust. Otherwise, you're going to keep bringing yourself down to your knees. And remember, what you are talking, you're manifesting. So if you keep telling yourself something isn't going to happen, it's more than likely not going to happen for you because that's what you believe. But if you believe that it is, then it more than likely is. But like I always say, people think they're being realistic when they err on the side of negativity. And I feel like here there's a little reminder to have faith and trust that everything will work out in the best way. I'll leave you with that. Thank you.